was going to say.
I mean, sorry, I was going to say I found a really good little trick that I found is, and Pilly sort of introduced this to me. She said to me, "You sound really stiff. You really sound like you're reading it. Why don't you just imagine that you're telling your best friend, telling Matt about it?" So I imagine that I've got my friend there, and I'm just sort of explaining it to him. He's just sort of behind the camera, as it were, and I find that works quite well. But it's really, really difficult to sort of overcome that that sort of stiff sound in your voice.
A couple of extra things there. A modification on that one, which actually a tip I got from one of my subscribers was, so yes, you can talk as if you're talking to your friend. Another way to make it more intense, and to make even more of a connection, is to imagine it's someone that you're in love with that you're talking to. So, or you're in love with the camera, perhaps, or
or in love with yourself.
Right, and that it does something psychologically to you. Physically, it probably changes the size of your iris, if you want to get technical about it, and people can pick up on that subconsciously. It lets you relax, perhaps a bit more, and it lets you have a different kind of a body language. So that's not really a nice little tip that someone that I've used in the past, and you get people making comments, going, "Wow, I felt like you're really talking to me," and it works. Another way to do it to sort of overcome that stiffness type of thing, especially initially, is to get someone else to interview you.
Okay.
You don't actually look at the camera; you look at the other person interviewing you, and that can work really well. With that, I think it's just important to make sure you're well zoomed into your face, so that it doesn't look like you're totally looking sideways and not making a connection with your audience. Often you can also just interview yourself. You can have perhaps a picture of someone there and just have questions in front of you that you just answer while looking at this picture of somebody. Those are a bit more tricky to pull off, because it's once again, there's something subconsciously that happens there. Pick up on it. A couple of other things that I think is worth mentioning to help people get over that fear of being on camera. When you first see yourself and hear yourself on video, there's a couple of things that happen. Firstly, you look weird to yourself, and you also sound weird to yourself. The funny thing is, when you ask everyone else about that, they will say, "No, you look like that," and "No, you sound like that."
It's horrible hearing your own voice. I hate it.
And I think the reason for that is there's two reasons for that. The first one is that when you see yourself on video, it's actually quite a different picture to the picture that you have in your own head of yourself. And let me ask you, the time that you see yourself most often, when might that be? It's probably in the morning, when you're brushing your teeth in front of the mirror, right? Or brushing your hair. And that, of course, it's a reflection of you. It's a mirror image. And now the issue with most people's faces, like 99.9% of our faces, so unless you're a super model, is that our faces are not quite symmetric. And so when you see a mirror image, you see that symmetry is kind of, or the previous symmetry that you thought you had is kind of screwed up. Now, to your subconscious mind, who's used to the opposite image, when you see yourself on video, it just kind of rejects that and just go, I don't look like that. I look like the person I see in the mirror. And so that's, I think, the reason why you look weird to yourself. The thing about the sound is a similar thing. When you're speaking, the sound comes obviously from your mouth and goes through the ear and enters your ear, but it also goes through your head, through your bone and through your blood and whatever else is inside your head to get to your eardrum. So there's some vibration inside your head too. So, and your eardrum, everything happens inside your head. So you sound differently to yourself when you hear your own voice than everyone else hear you. So when you hear yourself on video, of course, that's how everyone else hears you, but it's not what it sounds like inside your own head. So the way to fix those two things, because I think that's a big thing, people watch themselves and listen to themselves and just freak out and then stop doing it. the way to fix that is to retrain your subconscious mind. And the only way I found to do that is to basically record a video of yourself or multiple videos of yourself and watch it and listen to it over and over and over. And that resets your subconscious mind to go, no, hang on, that's actually what I look like and actually what I sound like. That's, there's proof. So you do it, the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. And I think obviously if you have good video production quality and also good sound, that also helps the process. But I think it's a matter of retraining your subconscious so that you become used to what you really look like and what you really sound like to everyone else.
Okay, brilliant. What about people sometimes think, oh, my videos look a little bit homemade. I mean, I love the sort of homemade type videos. That they don't have to be so slick. And often when you're searching on YouTube, you'll come across a little video. My lawnmower broke actually in the summer, and I found this little Scottish guy, young lad he was, in Scotland, and I learned how to repair my lawnmower. I was really pleased with myself afterwards. I mean, it's a silly little example, but he was great, and he had loads of other little videos, and he had some really interesting stuff. And but the point was, he hadn't spent any money on his video. It was just a couple of minutes long, but it was it just solved my problem, as it were. So I don't think, for me, the homemade doesn't matter, but I know people do obsess about, oh, it's got to be perfect. What would you say to that?
I think there's two things here. There's, obviously, like you said, you watch the lawnmower video and it solved your problem for you immediately. And so there's still definitely room for, for videos that are not as professional. And it's about, entertaining and solving the problem of your target audience and problem, need, or frustration, or entertaining, or whatever it is. So a simple non-professional video might do the trick. What I've noticed over time though on YouTube is that the production quality, especially in the West, in America and Australia, and in Europe as well, the production quality has definitely increased.
Yeah.
And so what's happening is that people have been starting conditioned again, just like they did with television, to expect higher quality productions too. So I think as you go and as you get more experience, start thinking about don't obsess over it, but start thinking about how you can start improving the quality of your video production as you go. Don't try and do it all perfect at once at the beginning. That's not going to happen. Just get with whatever you've got, so that you can start getting that experience, and this is build up slowly towards better quality videos as time goes by. But yeah, certainly I think the competition is definitely increasing in terms of production quality, but it also depends on the kind of video, obviously, of course.
Yeah.
I do think you gotta start looking at that as well. And I mean, that's one of the reasons why we started the Splashio business, because we realized that people wanted to make their videos look better, but they didn't want to use fancy and expensive software. They just wanted to use the nice, easy to use and affordable software. And so Splashio is helping with that. Creating little intros for people, outros and lower thirds and a few other things as well, just to give it that extra edge as that competition starts increasing.
Yep. In terms of the length of the videos, what would you recommend? Short videos, long videos?
Great question. And there's no easy answer to that. In general, if you look at the majority on viral, which is the minority of overall videos, it's only what was the statistic? It was something like, I think, 1%, something shocking like that, of videos on YouTube that's got over 1 million views. I think last time I checked, if you're getting over 2,000 views for your videos, you're in the top 20%.
Yeah.
I've got to recheck those statistics, but it's along those lines. And so if it's about more views, it's difficult to get to that 1%. And that's what people often give advice on. If you want to make your video go viral, it's got to be short, because all the viral videos are really short. But that's only 1% of videos on YouTube. So what about all the other 99% of videos? What about them? Do they also need to just be short, 30 seconds long? Or are they kind of video. For example, if you have an engaged audience and they're really interested in your content and your topic, they're going to watch a whole video, even if it's an hour long or 2 hours long. You know, I've had a 3-hour long webinar once, which is a little bit different to a video on YouTube, but you know, because it was live. Yeah. But I had 100% of people stay on the call throughout the whole 3-hour presentation. So it sort of, you know, points to the fact that it's about the connection that you have with your audience. It's not just saying, okay, a 30-second video because most viral videos are only short. You've got to look at your target audience and what they want. If they want longer videos, give them longer videos. Yeah. If they want short videos, give them short videos. A couple of examples in case of history is that there's this channel called Big Think, wonderful channel about, you know, some really big thinkers on the planet, and really produced little videos. In general, they've had like really nice short videos, 2 to 3 minute long, where they interview these experts on these big topics, and you know, they get decent views, tens of thousands of views perhaps, or thousands of views. And recently they started uploading longer videos. They uploaded one that was 45 minutes long, and you know, within a week they had like 500,000 views on that video. And you're going, what just happened here? You know, why didn't all the other short ones go viral? What happened to this one? And it was just, you know, sort of a nice case study to show that your video can be longer. Yeah. It's an engaging video, and it hits the nail on the head for your target audience. They're going to watch it and they're going to spread it. Last year, that Coney documentary video was probably a really good example in the sense of a longer video going totally viral. That was the most popular video in the history of YouTube at the time, and it was, you know, I think that was about 45 minutes long as well, where it was you know, I'm not going to make a comment about the content of the video, but the point is that it was a longer video, and it sort of kind of proved that, you know, it's not just shorter videos that can go viral.
So as I said, it just depends on the audience, the subject matter, you know, a whole range of different things, I guess, then.
But it's all changing now, isn't it? It's all about engagement. Even in the search results in Google, it's all about engaging. If you engage with your audience, you're going to get better results. And
that's why it's so important to think about how you can make your content more engaging. You know, how can you be clever about putting your content together to get people to keep watching, and keep sharing it for you. I mean, I think in general it will be easier to have shorter videos that are engaging compared to longer videos. As the videos get longer, it becomes more challenging to make them engaging and to keep people's attention. So there is a case for shorter videos, and that it's easier to make them engaging. But I think, yeah, like you said, I think the keyword for the day is engagement. Yes, absolutely.
Definitely.
So we've talked about all the things that we need to do. Are there any points that we that should definitely be avoided when it comes to video, whether it's etiquette or production? In terms of production, what should be avoided?
Oh, absolutely. Just on YouTube, it's something that I probably should have mentioned earlier when we talked about views, and that is to never ever try and get fake views to your channel. You know, the views that you get to your channel or to your videos, in my view, must always be real. There's been some horror stories of people who you know, got paid for fake views to their channel, boost their channel, and to help them get better rankings. And, you know, it's one of the reasons why YouTube changed the algorithms, I think. So a lot of people are taking advantage of that, but a lot of those channels now are being totally eliminated, deleted. So all the videos that those channel owners have had, if they had all these fake views on their channel, they were just totally deleted. Getting you know, really low quality backlink videos, I would certainly discourage that. It's got to be organic. It's all got to be real links, authority links to your sites. Very, very important. Just as it's with your own website as well. Yeah. You know, so once again comes back to you know, is your content relevant? Is it engaging? Is it solving a problem? Is it something that people would want to share? That is the most important thing. And YouTube has built you changed the algorithm to try and account for that. So no fake views, no fake links. What else? YouTube's an interesting place because you can be quite controversial and still build a following. I mean, the biggest YouTuber, is Ray William Johnson, and you watch some of his videos and you just go, "Oh goodness, there's so many bits of stuff in there." But it's in humor. It's a humorous sort of a thing. YouTube is, of course, they don't allow hate speech and this sort of thing, and the obvious things like pornography and just dodgy things. They've been quite against money-making type of channels or online type of things. I've seen people get the account suspended, even if they just have how to make money online in their title or mainly in their title. So that's something to be avoided. I remember with Darren Rouse from ProBlogger, he just had the keyword phrase how to make money online in his title for his video, and the video was a really amazing video. It was talking about the correct ways of doing it and the above board ways of doing it, and that must have triggered something in the algorithm. This was about a year or two ago already, so the algorithm may have changed, but that triggered something in the algorithm, and his whole channel was just terminated. And he had to jump through quite a few hoops to get it back. But I know of other people who something similar happened to them, and they just weren't able to get it back. So just be careful that. Keep an eye on YouTube's community guidelines. That's very play by their rules, and give them what they want, and they'll serve you back. What else to do? I think just when it comes back to the production quality, make sure you don't have bad sound. That's
a good point. Yeah, I think sound is really.
You can get away with a bit of a lower quality of the video.
Yeah,
but
sounds. Yeah, exactly.
Important.
Especially, if people are listening it to maybe they've got their earphones on or something, and if it's all over the place, they're just not interested, I think.
And one other huge one is not to look at YouTube as just a place where you get free traffic. Just upload your video and the traffic will come, kind of thing. It doesn't happen. A much better way to look at YouTube is like the living organism that you can build a relationship with and that you can interact with. And I think when you do that, it's like any relationship. The more time and effort you put into it, and the more thoughtful you are about it, the more it comes back to you as well. You see a lot of people that it comes from the television way of thinking, and they perhaps just upload a bunch of ads or even programs that are popular on TV, but they don't work on YouTube, because it's a social site, it's a social network.
Yeah.
So that's something to keep in mind as well as you start using YouTube.
Excellent. Okay. I know you've touched on Splashio a little bit. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Just tell our viewers, the sort of services that you're offering now.
Yeah, sure. Perhaps just the bigger picture view for Splashio. I've mentioned that we wanted to help people, get more professional-looking videos done easy, quickly, and affordably. But the bigger vision for Splashio is really to help people get their message out there to the world in a way that looks amazing and that doesn't cost them an arm and a leg, and be able to do it quickly as well. So it's really about helping people do that, to remove all those barriers of getting their voice heard. And I think a lot of people have a story to tell, and they need to tell it to the world. And because of some of the technical barriers or financial barriers or time barriers or whatever it is, they don't do it. And so Splashio has got that sort of as the ethos, or behind the umbrella thing that overarching the whole thing. So the first we're helping people achieve that is to help them through what we call these little Splashios, lift the production quality of the videos. And so for starters, we have 3 things you can already add to your video. Little intros, animated intros for your videos, where it just animates your if you have a business, if you've got a logo, it'll animate your logo, and with a little bit of music, just 5 to 10 seconds long, something really, really nice and short. You don't want to have it longer than 10 seconds, really. The shorter the better. That's that people can lift the production quality of the videos. The second one is through having a little lower third on your videos, and it's just something. It's like a little. People don't know what it is. It comes up on the bottom of your screen. Something similar to what you might see on the news channels when it introduces a new announcer or a new topic. They're really useful for just introducing you or announcing a new topic. Very, very cool. Mostly animated one as well. And the next one that we're releasing next week, actually, it's not quite released yet, but we're almost there, is the outros. And they really make a big difference. We tested some outros before. We had a simple call to action to get more likes and comments, for example. And if I can just bring that up, I can actually share the exact numbers with you. It's really interesting. What I did was I created these little calls to actions that I add at the end of my videos, and you can get free on Splashio. The first one we did was to help people get more subscribers, and so we tested the exact same video with the outro and one without the outro. It's exactly. So the one with the outro allowed us to get a 220% increase in subscribers. That blew me away. I didn't actually. The one that helps you get more comments and likes, we had a 160% increase in comments and a 194% increase in likes. So that once again just blew me away. There's a few other ones that we couldn't get exact numbers on, but there was one for getting more clicks on your description link, for example, the link in your description area. That a very high rate as well, but the test wasn't statistically valid, so I couldn't really publish those. But you definitely will get an increase in number of people clicking on.
That's a big increase.
Getting more views to your videos through telling people to click on your annotations, getting people to embed your videos on other sites. Helping your videos go viral through the social networks. So those are all sort of different calls to action you can have, actions you can have in your videos. And so there are already a bunch of free ones you can download from the Splashio site. Yep. But what we're releasing next week are ones that you can customize.
Okay.
So, customized, and it's got the Splashio branding in it. But the ones we release next week, you can have your own text in it. You can upload your own images, your own website. I don't want to reveal too much.
No.
Your as well, your own call to action, so that it's customized for you and for your channel and for your brand. So we're very excited about releasing that, because I think that's going to be very useful as well. Not just for lifting your production quality and making you look better in front of your audience, but also to get them to be more engaged.
Yeah.
And to get word for you and help build your audience as well. So it does those two things at the same time. So I mean that's Splashio, Splashio.com if people are interested in that. And I'm not sure if you might have the link for it below this video as well, or this interview.
We'll have it there. Don't worry.
Go check it out.
Excellent. Okay, I mean, we've taken up a lot of your time this morning, or this evening in England where we are. Just one final question. So, if you were going to give, say 3 pieces of advice to somebody who's just thinking of getting into video, what would they be? What are the 3 most important things that they should consider?
All right. I think the first one is just, we've already said this, so just start with whatever you've got.
Okay.
And just go and just get something out there and start the learning process, because it really is, it's a trial and error thing with everybody. And just start with whatever you've got and learn as you go, and improve systematically and over time. If you look at some of my first videos, they're actually pretty horrible, and I'm pretty embarrassed watching them, but I've kept the channel up so that I can be reminded of that and show other people what my videos look like. The second thing would be to really think carefully about what it is that you want to offer your target market and who that target market is, and really creating content and creating videos that would just blow them away. People watch your videos, they just go, wow, this exactly solves my problem. This is exactly what I was looking for. Who else can I share this video with? You want to have that sort of effect on people. And the third one is really to look at YouTube as a social site, and that it's a huge place for getting traffic and building a community. And you know, you got to go where the target is, and you know, with YouTube, with getting 4 billion views per day now, a ton of videos get uploaded there every day. I did a quick calculation. I think it amounted to about 1 million videos uploaded per day to YouTube. It's just incredible. So YouTube's the way to go if you want to get traffic and building community. So I think with those three things, that should be enough to get people started and excited.
So really, don't be shy. You know, just get started. You'll learn as you go. You know, get some good content out there and look to engage and build a community. Those are the 3 things to really focus on.
Absolutely, and just on the first point, you know, getting started. Remember, it doesn't have to be you on camera. It can be someone else in your business, or you could hire talent. We didn't really talk about that, but that's another way of you know, overcoming that fear of being in front of the camera. So
brilliant.
Okay, well, it's been brilliant.
We've really enjoyed it.
I'm sure everybody's going to love it.
Yeah, we'll as I say, you know, we've been, you know, looking forward to speaking to you for a long time, and we've picked up some really good things here, and we'll make sure that our readers you know, get the most out of it. So thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All the best for your I look forward to seeing more from you guys.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Then. Bye bye.